Hey yo, welcome to the State Road Show. So today I want to talk about the 10 worst inmates to be locked up with. What they do, how it's annoying, and how it affects everybody around them. So number one, the Eey Hustler. The guy on commissary day that knows he's not getting no commissary, but he's at his door watching who gets what. And when everybody comes out from getting their commissary, he'll come up and ask if you have some of something that he's seen you get. Like if he's seen you got 3 bags of coffee. Just out of nowhere, he'll come to your cell and say, yo, you got a shot of coffee by any chance? By any chance? There's 100% chance. And you know that because you've seen me get it. Or somebody that's doing a deal out on the block, which they shouldn't be doing in the first place, and they Eey Hustle it, come to your cell and say, yo, do you got a piece until commissary day? Or you got tobacco? Because he knows you got something. Mad or no. Next is the blue tenant. Now we call them blue tenants in Philly because in Philly we wear blue, light blue shirts with dark blue pants. We call them blue tenants because they hang around the desk. They hang around the guards. You know, if the guard is lazy, don't feel like getting up, and somebody needs to deliver a piece of paper or mail to somebody, they'll send the blue tenant who's always around the desk. I've seen blue tenants already when it was lockdown time and people wasn't going in, right in, say, yo, he said take it in. Or she said take it in. Take it in. Like, bro, who the fuck are you? So that's the blue tenant. The cell hermit. The cellie who never leaves the cell. You know, you gotta ask them, yo man, I gotta drop a deuce. Can you hit the block for a while? Or if you just want to spend some time in your cell alone and you got this dude constantly in there, or if you gotta make a move, if you're selling something, and you don't want him to know what you got, because there's not a lot, because sometimes there's some cellies that you don't want them to know. You don't want them to know you got tobacco, because they'll feel entitled to whatever you got. Now, I always broke my cellies down something, but it can get out of control sometimes. The fake phone call guy. Now, this happens a lot. Some dudes want to act like hot shots, like they got millions of chicks out in the world. They're messing with different chicks at different times. There was this one dude who would sit on the phone for hours. Just sit on the phone while we were out. He'd be sitting on the floor. The phone got a cord on it, and he'd be just sitting there. And you can tell he's not talking to anybody, because when you're there's a certain look on your face when you're really on the phone. But he would be looking around at everybody else to make sure that they seen that he was on the phone. We even tested it one time. Me and my boy, I got on one side of him. He got on the other side, and he wasn't talking about shit. You could tell he was talking to himself. That happens a lot. The loud for the crowd guy. The guy who runs around acting tough or gets into a problem and will scream at the top of his lungs what he's going to do to you. Oh, you want a fucking problem? Let's take it to the cell. Loud for the crowd, trying to get the guard's attention. Now, if a fight does break out and this dude winds up getting beat up, the guard, seeing who he was in an altercation with, and guess who's going under investigation? That guy. So, don't be that guy. Are you going to finish that guy? Now, you'll be in the chow hall, eating your tray. You might have took 3 spoons out of your food, and he's sitting across from you because he wolfed his shit down. Because some people, I swear to God, in jail, they got a tapeworm. Like, they eat so fast, they eat so much, they'll eat 8 trays if people will give it to them. So they'll sit there across from you. Yo, you gonna eat those string beans? You gonna finish those string beans? You gonna eat that cake? You gonna finish that cake? Before you even thought about touching it. So that's mad annoying. The wreck chaser, or we call him Tough Tony. that's looking for any reason to get in a fight. Any reason to get in a fight. They see an argument between two dudes that they don't even know, and they jump in the middle of that shit. They pick a side. Who the fuck they want to try to press? They usually pick the weaker of the two. You know, Tough Tony, always wreck chasing. The kingpins. Now the kingpins are, oh man, I had this on the street. I was selling this on the street. You know, I had this block doing numbers, man, this and that. Meanwhile, they get $20 worth of commissary every week. They get no visits. And I've even seen a couple of these dudes on the street at the probation building. Because if you're locked up, you see tons of people you were locked up with at the probation building in Philly. See them taking the bus. See them all fucked up with fucked up clothes. You know, it just comes with going to jail. The block reps. Now, I've already said this in another video. You have to be a rat to be a block rep. 100%. My boy had 2 years on this one particular block, and the block rep went home. So they called him down there to be a block rep. Now, when the guard said, hey, they're interested in you being a block rep, he was like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. You know, no problem. Until he got down to the captain's office. And he told me what the captain told him. He said, we expect you to let us know where the contraband is. If there's a fight, we expect you to point out who was fighting, because the block rep's always out. Their cell door never locks, even during count. They're always out for a reason, to see everything and tell them everything. My boy heard that and he was like, nah, I'm not interested. So that's the block rep. The jailhouse lawyer. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some jailhouse lawyers that help people. That'll help people with, you know, appeals. That'll help people with their paperwork to get early parole, good time, earned time, and this and that. But there's also jailhouse lawyers that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, that will sit there and listen to you discuss your case, knowing they don't know what they're talking about, and will give a kid some advice. You know, they're the ones that represent themselves, come back from court with a folder under their arm, and they're the ones that wind up getting roofed. So if you go to jail, don't listen to the block lawyer or jailhouse lawyer. Listen to a real lawyer. The hungry watcher. Now, I never understood this one. Now, there's a lot of people in there that don't have food, don't have commissary, only get the jail food, and like I said, that's shit. You get these little black Lunchables, heated. Sometimes you get bologna, you get one sandwich. I mean, a man can't eat off that. So there's a lot of hungry people out there. People that burnt their families want nothing to do with them. They got no girl, no commissary, nothing. And when you're making food and sitting there eating it, they'll sit there and side-eye you the whole time, watching you eat, or just stare at you, watching you eat. Now, I never understood that. Every time I was hungry, like before we went to commissary, or if I didn't have any commissary, I want to get away from people that's eating. I definitely don't want to be staring at them. But yeah, the watching you eat guy, he's just torturing himself. But yeah, those are the 10 most annoying or just fucked up inmates to be around. So yeah, like the video if you like the video. Subscribe, become a part of the community. I appreciate everybody that's subscribed so far, I really do. Until next time, this is Kenzo Files. And remember, it's cuffing season. Don't give them no fucking reason. I'm out.